Hyundai reckon that this IONIQ model democratises electrified eco-technology for automotive buyers. And there's something in that. In one hit, it covers off the hybrid, plug-in and full electric market segments, showing the engineers behind established contenders like Toyota's Prius and Nissan's Leaf just how much further they could have gone. Just how far can Hyundai go with models like this in its lineup? It'll be interesting to see.
Perhaps the most impressive thing about this car lies in the way it uses so many ordinary mechanical parts to create an extraordinarily versatile Blue Drive technological package. All the main elements here, the platform, the 1.6-litre GDI petrol engine and the 6DCT dual-clutch auto gearbox, they're all things borrowed from more conventional Hyundai models, but an awful lot of work has gone into tailoring those basic ingredients to work with an electrified remit. The rear part of the floor plan, for example, was modified to incorporate the three very distinct battery sizes that would be needed for hybrid, plug-in hybrid and full electric models. It's the hybrid version we're trying here, a variant that mates a 1.56 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery driving a 43.5 PS electric motor with that GDI petrol engine, and it produces 141 PS. Now, this combination can deliver 83.1 mpg on the combined cycle and 79 grams per kilometre of CO2 if you stay with the standard 15-inch wheels. You get the same total power output from the IONIQ plug-in model, despite the provision of a Pokia 61 PS electric motor that's driven by a larger 8.9 kilowatt-hour battery that provides for an NEDC-rated 39-mile all-electric driving range. The final option is the full electric IONIQ model, which uses a 120 PS electric motor powered by a 28 kilowatt-hour battery capable of an NEDC-rated 174-mile driving range. Sport and Eco drive mode settings allow you to vary your preferences between parsimony and performance. This Hyundai challenges the eco-motoring status quo in lots of ways, and exterior design is another of them. It's certainly very sleek, with a class-leading drag coefficient of just 0.24 CD that embarrasses a rival Prius, thanks to design touches like front-wheel air curtains and a special aerodynamic floor panel that covers the underside of the car. So let's move inside, where you'll find a cabin that's intentionally bereft of obviously futuristic design. Now, presumably the idea here was to appease people put off by the nerdy vibe of a Prius or a Leaf and make the transition from an ordinary petrol or diesel-powered family hatch into one of these as painless as possible. A TFT instrument cluster is provided on all models, and if you can avoid base SE trim, it'll be 8 inches in size, with a display flanked at either side by an eco driving meter on the left and a battery charge indicator on the right. As you'd expect in the modern family hatch, a touchscreen monitor assumes centre dash prominence, and provided you can avoid that base SE trim level, it'll be supplied in a decently shaped 8-inch size, complete with satellite navigation, with lifelong map updates, a high-quality Infinity DAB sound setup, an integrated rear-view camera, and access to the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone mirroring systems. Now, time to move rearwards and take a seat in the rear. Now, normally these seats would have been positioned a little lower to compensate for this swept-back ceiling, but that's not possible here because they sit right on top of the powertrain's battery pack. At least legroom is pretty adequate, even for quite tall folk. And thanks to a low centre transmission tunnel, it should be possible to take 3 adults across the back seat here in reasonable comfort, providing the journey in question isn't too long. Finally, let's take a look at the boot space on offer. Both IONIQ hybrid models can deliver 443 litres of cargo capacity or 550 litres if you stack your stuff up to the roof. Carriage capacity on fully electrified IONIQ variants falls to 350 litres or 455 if you load up to the roof. There's little doubt that a significant number of buyers are now absolutely ready for a credible, comparably priced alternative to conventional petrol or diesel power. Now, we've discovered in this test that this IONIQ gives them exactly that. Less than half a century ago, European car makers helped establish Hyundai. Now, this brand is showing them the future of motoring. Isn't it IONIQ? Don't you think?